Sarah had worked for the Ashford family for 3 years in their Manhattan penthouse, climbing the marble stairs every morning before dawn, her worn sneakers silent against the Italian tiles. She earned $2,400 a month, enough to keep her daughter in a decent school in Queens, enough to dream that one day things might be different. The Ashfords barely acknowledged her existence. Richard Ashford was a hedge fund manager worth $340 million. His wife, Victoria, spent more on handbags than Sarah earned in a year. On a Tuesday in November, everything shattered. Victoria's diamond bracelet, a 15-carat Cartier piece worth $180,000, disappeared from her bedroom. Within hours, the penthouse erupted into chaos. Security footage was reviewed, accusations flew, and then Victoria's cold eyes landed on Sarah, who was folding linens in the hallway. "It was you," Victoria said, her voice dripping with certainty. "I saw you near my jewelry box last week." Sarah's stomach dropped. She hadn't. She'd never even entered that room without permission. But the Ashfords didn't listen to maids. They listened to their lawyer, who arrived within the hour. Police were called. Sarah was detained, fingerprinted, interrogated for 6 hours. The humiliation was suffocating, co-workers whispering, the news vans outside the precinct, her daughter crying at her mother's friend's house. The charges were dropped 3 days later when security footage was properly reviewed, revealing that Richard's own son, Marcus, a addict struggling with gambling debts, had stolen the bracelet to pay off dangerous people. But the Ashfords never apologized. They simply fired Sarah with a check for 2 weeks severance. What they didn't know was that Sarah had documented everything. Every suspicious transaction she'd witnessed. Every late-night conversation she'd overheard about offshore accounts and embezzled client funds. Every coded email printed and saved. 6 months later, the FBI raided Ashford Capital Management. Richard Ashford was arrested for securities fraud involving $47 million. Victoria's face appeared on every news channel, her designer sunglasses unable to hide her shame. The case became national headlines. Sarah watched from her new job, a position she'd secured at a boutique investment firm, recommended by a former Ashford client who'd believed in her innocence. Her salary had tripled. Her daughter was enrolled in a private school. And when reporters asked Sarah for a statement, she simply smiled and said, "The truth has a way of finding the light." Years later, when Sarah opened her own consulting firm, helping families navigate financial integrity, she never forgot the penthouse, the marble stairs, or the lesson that dignity cannot be purchased, only earned. Thank you for believing in Sarah's story. If her journey touched your heart, like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more incredible stories of triumph and redemption. Don't miss what comes next.